It's been more than 50 years since MASH first hit TV screens, and while the show made us laugh through the chaos of war, the real stories behind the cast are just as dramatic. So what really happened to the stars of MASH, and where are they now? Here is the cast 50 years later, and trust me, you're never gonna believe where some of them ended up. Alan Alda brought Hawkeye Pierce to life in every single one of the show's 256 episodes, becoming the face of MASH. But fast forward to today, his life has taken a drastic turn recently, and what he's doing now might surprise even the biggest fans. After the final episode aired in 1983, Alda didn't slow down for a second. He acted, directed, wrote, and even became a passionate advocate for science communication. You might remember him from The West Wing, The Four Seasons, or his Emmy-nominated role in Blacklist. Born in 1936, Alda is 89 years old today. He's facing life's toughest battles off-screen, bravely sharing his struggle with Parkinson's disease, a challenge that has tested even the quick wit and resilience of the man who once made war seem almost bearable with a joke. But he's still sharp, funny, and endlessly curious. These days, he hosts his podcast Clear Plus Vivid, teaching scientists how to connect with people, a perfect role for a man who's spent his life bridging comedy, intellect, and heart.
This is the end of the line for us. From now on, I'm number one. Me, Margaret Houlihan. And believe me, soldier, I deserve better than you.
She started as the tough, by-the-book head nurse everyone loved to tease, but by the end of MASH, Major Margaret Hot Lips Houlihan had become one of the show's most complex and respected characters. After the show ended, she shifted her focus to stage work, art, and activism. She toured in plays, acted in several movies, and devoted her later years to animal rights causes through her foundation, Sweetheart. Born in 1937, Loretta Swit lived a long and creative life. After divorcing her husband in 1995, she chose to focus on herself and her passions, spending much of her later years alone, but fully devoted to her art, activism, and the causes she cared deeply about. She passed away in May 2025 at the age of 87, leaving behind not just her unforgettable performance as Hot Lips, but also a legacy of compassion, creativity, and strength.
Why, radar?
Oh, well, sometimes I can tell what's gonna happen before it happens.
If Hawkeye was the brain of the 4077th, Radar was its heartbeat. Wide-eyed, innocent, and always one step ahead, Gary Burghoff's Radar O'Reilly could hear helicopters before anyone else, and somehow managed to make his chaos look adorable. Burghoff was the only main actor who carried his role over from the original 1970 MASH movie into the TV series, instantly becoming a fan favorite. But despite his success, the long hours and time away from his family took a toll, resulting in his divorce. After 7 seasons, he made the difficult decision to leave the show, and his farewell episode still brings fans to tears today. Born in 1943, Gary Burghoff is now 82 years old. After MASH, he stepped away from Hollywood's spotlight, choosing a quieter life filled with art, entrepreneurship, and invention. He became a wildlife painter, opened frozen yogurt shops, and even patented several practical inventions, including fishing equipment. Though today he's mostly retired, Burghoff still pops up at fan events and conventions, where his kind smile and warm humor remind everyone why Radar was the soul of the 4077th. David Ogden Stiers stepped in as Major Charles Emerson Winchester III and immediately stole the spotlight. Winchester was arrogant, refined, and brilliant, a sharp contrast to the chaos of the 4077th. But behind the charm and sophistication, a tragedy was waiting to strike later in his life, changing everything in ways fans might not expect. After MASH, David had a remarkable career in both television and voice acting. He guest starred on Star Trek: The Next Generation, The Dead Zone, and numerous other shows, while his iconic voice roles in Disney classics, such as Cogsworth in Beauty and the Beast to Governor Ratcliffe in Pocahontas, and Jumba in Lilo and Stitch, cemented his legacy as one of the most versatile actors of his generation. But behind the brilliance and success, life had a quiet, painful battle in store. David Ogden Stiers faced his most difficult fight in private, confronting an illness that few fans knew about. In 2018, at the age of 75, he passed away after battling bladder cancer, leaving the world stunned and mourning the loss of a man whose talent, heart, and humor had touched so many lives. Winchester wasn't just a replacement for Frank Burns. He became one of MASH's most unforgettable characters, and his life reminds us that even behind the brightest stars, there can be unseen struggles and profound courage.
Corporal Klinger. I'm Section 8, head to toe. I'm wearing a Warner bra. I play with dolls. My last wish is to be buried in my mother's wedding gown.
No one in MASH made audiences laugh quite like Jamie Farr as Corporal Klinger, the man willing to wear anything, from high heels to ball gowns, if it meant getting out of the army. What started as a one-episode joke turned into one of the show's most beloved long-running gags. Jamie Farr, born in 1934, brought plenty of himself to the role, including his Lebanese-American background, which he later said made Klinger more authentic and relatable. After MASH, Farr continued acting in TV and film, appearing in Cannonball Run, The Love Boat, and even co-hosting the $25,000 Pyramid. Today, at 91 years old, Farr is one of the last living main cast members. He still makes occasional appearances at fan events, always full of warmth and humor. Fans say he hasn't lost that mischievous Klinger sparkle, just with fewer dresses and a lot more wisdom. Jamie Farr proved that even in a war zone, laughter could be the best kind of rebellion. Every great show needs a character you love to hate, and on MASH, that was Major Frank Burns. Uptight, jealous, and hilariously insecure, Larry Linville turned ferret face into one of TV's most unforgettable comic villains. His constant feuds with Hawkeye and Trapper, and his doomed affair with Hot Lips gave the show some of its sharpest laughs and most awkward moments. But sadly, a tragedy struck later in his life. Linville played Frank Burns from 1972 to 1977, leaving after the show's 5th season. He said he felt he had taken the character as far as he could, and that he wanted to move on to new challenges. After MASH, he appeared in a long list of TV shows, from The Love Boat and Murder, She Wrote to Night Court and Frasier. Though he never landed another role quite as iconic, he was respected as a talented actor with a sharp comedic edge. Sadly, Larry Linville passed away in 2000 at the age of 60, after battling cancer. His death came far too soon, leaving a gap in the hearts of viewers who grew up laughing at his feuds and cringeworthy antics. Even decades later, his portrayal of Burns remains iconic, a reminder of both his comedic genius and the fragility of life behind the laughter.
Howdy, stranger. New in town?
When Wayne Rogers left MASH, Mike Farrell became Captain B.J. Honeycutt, Hawkeye's loyal, witty, and steady partner, helping to balance the chaos of the 4077. Farrell joined MASH in 1975 and stayed until the series finale in 1983. Off-screen, he channeled that same passion, dedicating himself to humanitarian and political causes, particularly human rights and social justice. He later starred in Providence, produced several TV films, and even wrote a memoir reflecting on his life and career, showing that his commitment to making a difference extended far beyond the set. Born in 1939, Mike Farrell is now 86 years old. He's still active today, lending his voice to human rights campaigns and speaking about the enduring impact of MASH. Though he's long left the operating room behind, fans still see him as the show's moral compass, the steady hand and conscience in a world of chaos. Kellye Nakahara brought warmth, charm, and professionalism to the 4077th as Nurse Kellye. Originally cast for one episode in 1972, Kellye Nakahara's charm and natural presence earned her a full-time role that would span over 165 episodes, making her one of the longest-serving supporting cast members on MASH. Born in 1948 in Honolulu, Hawaii, Nakahara's mixed Japanese-American heritage added a distinctive presence to a show set in the Korean War. After MASH ended, she became a watercolor artist, opened a gift shop in Lafayette, California, and remained a beloved figure in MASH conventions and fan gatherings. Kellye passed away in 2020 at the age of 72 after a battle with cancer. Off-screen, she was just as kind and generous as her character, remembered fondly by co-stars and fans alike for her gentle spirit and infectious smile. Harry Morgan was already a seasoned actor before MASH, but it was as Colonel Sherman T. Potter that he became a household name. Stepping in after Henry Blake left, Morgan brought authority, humor, and warmth, making Potter tough yet caring and instantly relatable. After MASH, Morgan continued to work steadily in television and film. He reprised Colonel Potter in After MASH and guest starred in shows ranging from The Andy Griffith Show to Lou Grant. Even in his later years, he remained a reliable, commanding presence on screen, proving that his talent extended far beyond one iconic role. Born in 1915, Harry Morgan passed away in 2011 at the age of 96. Off camera, he was as kind, professional, and respected as Colonel Potter himself, a true old-school gentleman of Hollywood whose legacy continues to inspire actors and fans alike. For many, he wasn't just the Colonel on TV, he was the epitome of integrity, humor, and heart, both on and off the screen.
And are you interested in the Bible?
I peeked at the end, Frank. The devil did it.
Shut up!
Hawkeye's original partner in crime, Wayne Rogers Trapper John, was the quick-witted, charming surgeon who could match Hawkeye joke for joke, making the duo one of TV's most memorable comedy pairs. But behind the laughs, Rogers grew frustrated that Hawkeye often stole the spotlight. After 3 seasons, he made the bold decision to leave MASH, walking away from one of television's biggest hits at the time. After leaving the show, Rogers didn't fade into obscurity. He reinvented himself as a successful businessman and investor, while still appearing occasionally on TV in shows like House Calls. Later, he became a regular financial commentator on Fox Business, proving he could thrive in several industries. Born in 1933, Wayne Rogers passed away in 2015 at the age of 82 from pneumonia. He left Hollywood on his own terms, building a life outside the entertainment spotlight, proving that sometimes the smartest move is knowing when to bow out, even from something as big as MASH.
What's a nug, sir? Oh, a nug is a gun, sir.
Stevenson quickly became a fan favorite, but then came one of the most shocking moments in TV history. Henry Blake's plane was shot down on his way home. Audiences were stunned. Many had never seen a main character killed off so unexpectedly, and the heartbreak cemented MASH's reputation as a show that could balance comedy with real emotional stakes. Little did we know such an abrupt ending would strike again in the future. After leaving MASH, Stevenson tried to replicate his TV success with roles in several other sitcoms, including In the Beginning and Hello, Larry, but none captured the magic he had as Henry Blake. Despite this, fans never forgot his charm, his humor, and the genuine warmth he brought to the screen. He passed away in 1996 at the age of 68. Reports indicate that he died suddenly of a heart attack while recovering from bladder cancer surgery at the Encino Tarzana Regional Medical Center in Los Angeles. From legends who still inspire us to beloved actors we'll never forget, which cast member's journey surprised you the most? Drop a comment below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more behind-the-scenes stories from your favorite shows.